Hey guys, so I've been seeing a lot of green boxes on social media lately. So I texted my friend Charlie who posted his, "What are these green boxes and how do I get some?" And he was like, "LOL, just play Wordle." To which I responded, "What is Wordle?" And he said, "So the way it works is you get 6 guesses to guess a 5-letter word. After each guess, if a tile shows up as gray, that means the letter is not anywhere in the word. If a tile shows up as yellow, that means the letter is in the word but in the wrong space. And if a tile shows up as green, that means the letter is in the word in that exact space. At the end, if you guess the correct word, you'll get your 5 green boxes." So I was like, all right, bet, let's do this. Green boxes, here I come. But then I realized I have no clue what I'm doing when it comes to word games.
No.
Maybe I could read more, or study 5-letter words, or work on my vocabulary, or I could just use a program to do it for me. So yeah, in this video, I'm gonna write a user script similar to a Chrome extension like Honey or Grammarly that'll solve Wordle for me in browser, so I never have to agonize over not having green boxes again, hopefully. Let's try it. So for starters, user scripts are written in JavaScript. So the way a website works is that the majority of static content is handled with HTML and CSS, but the majority of dynamic content is handled after their page loads using the browser's built-in interpreter that will interpret the client-side JavaScript. So after a page loads, I can open the JavaScript console by right-clicking, clicking Inspect Element, and if I type in something like console.log hello world, the browser will log hello world to me. To take this a step further, if I want to have my script type a letter for me programmatically, like on the Wordle site, I just need to dispatch something we call a key press or a key down event programmatically. So if I have some function type word that takes in a word to submit it to the Wordle site, all I need to do is dispatch a key down event for each letter in the word, and then dispatch a key down event for the enter key. And if I try this on a word like crane, we'll see that it types that word and clicks enter. So now that we have the basics of typing down, let's give it our first shot at writing a user script that'll solve Wordle. There are nearly 12,972 5-letter words in the English language, and our goal is to get from almost 13,000 down to 1. So the first way that I coded this up is that I said just, well, we're not at the total allowed number of guesses. Well, we haven't reached 6. We can just randomly guess a word, and then we can check and see the board state. And then using that board state, we can say, all right, if a letter shows up in a gray tile, we can remove all the words that have that letter in it because that letter doesn't exist in the correct word. Then 2, if the letter shows up in a yellow tile, we can remove all the words in that word list that have letters in that exact spot. And then 3, if the letter shows up in a green tile, we can remove all the words that don't have a letter in that spot because that's not a correct solution. So yeah, this is my script's first attempt against Wordle, and it fails pretty miserably. We can tell already that I missed a 4th case for removing eligible words on top of the other 3, and that is 4 if the tile is in the word but in the wrong place. So if the tile is yellow, all words that don't have that letter must be removed. But I still wanted to be slightly scientific about this, so I ran it through 10 trials to see how well the script would actually perform, and it performed as a 5 out of 10, so 50% success rate, so not too bad. But let's make some optimization to the script and see what we can do. So here are the diffs for my changes. All I changed here was that I added a 4th case to remove words, i.e. if the letter is in the word but in the wrong place, or if the letter is yellow, all words without that letter must be removed. And I'm not going to lie, this solution kind of kicked butt. It worked on my first try and ended up working on 27 out of 30 trials, so a 90% success rate with an average of 5 guesses. So yeah, props to this solution. But this made me think, is this really all life comes to? Can we not do better here to get a lot closer to getting green boxes 100% of the time? So I started looking around and reading about different Wordle strategies and came across a lesson on information theory by 3 Blue 1 Brown, where he suggested crane is the best opening because it gives us the most information about the words in our 12,972 word list. So I made crane my opening, and after testing it on the words humor, thorn, scorn, flyer, and sword, I found that after one guess, I would only have 487, 65, 5, 646, and 63 words remaining respectively. From that point on, I decided that I would try to guess in a way that gets the most information about the remaining board. Consequently, I chose to hash all of the unsolved letters to the words containing that letter in that space and then guess from that list. So the way this works is if the letters in spaces 3, 4, and 5 are correct, and my remaining words are flyer, fair, and buyer, I would hash the letters in places 1 and 2 to all the words with letters in that spot and return the map of a key mapping to space 1, which has F, which will map to flyer and fair, and B, which will map to buyer, and a key for space 2, which would map L to flyer, E to fair, and U to buyer. I would then guess from the key F in space 1 because that's my largest list, and then if I'm incorrect, I can remove the largest possible list, and if I am correct, I can narrow down my list as much as possible. This solution can get even better if you implement an algo to try to guess from a few of the largest lists in different spaces if there is any intersection that exists where, for example, a word that shows up on the largest list in space 1 might also show up on the largest list for space 2. So yeah, in the last trial, this new algo kicked butt. Take that, Wordle. On my first test with Thorn, I got a 100% success rate and an average guess of 4, but never more than 4 guesses. I tried this on 4 different sets of words, and overall my success rate was around 96%, but I'm really happy with this algo. If anyone wants to improve upon it and implement, for example, a greedy algo to guess from the intersection of the biggest lists in unsolved spaces, that would be even better and really awesome. If you want to have this code run automatically on load anytime you go on the Wordle website, all you have to do is 1, download the Chrome extension Tamper Monkey, and then 2, download the Greasy Fork link I put in the description down below. Also, if you're working on your own Greasy Fork Userscript, just note you need to include that @includes and then the domain you want the script to run on, so it can run on that website automatically. But other than that, yeah, that's it. Let me know if you guys have any questions. This was a really fun video to make, and I look forward to seeing y'all soon. Have a good one. Peace.